Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to cilinixfxcapital and welcome to your daily update, or at least that's what it's turning out to be on Zcash or ZEC. We're going to do a full update on the current situation. We'll talk about the development we've seen in the last 24 hours, what happened yesterday, which ultimately, like yesterday, if we go back to yesterday morning, we pushed down lower, which was the expectation, of course, but ultimately not much has changed in neither the direction. Although I do think something can be said about the strength of the direction. It's obviously, or at least it looks obvious in my opinion, that the strength at which we are pushing down is decreasing, which is also logical. We have already dropped down over 30% right now, and we're nearing a critical support level. The critical support level that I've spoken about last week, but also yesterday, is this level right here at 300. 300, we have the yearly rolling VWAP, we have the 3-day time frame uptrend, we have a fair value gap, the closest fair value gap we have all the way until 120, and you can see historically as well that it is a respected level with these spikes right here, April 2021 and November 2021. So very relevant level. That's what we're pushing down towards into. We will talk a little bit about whether I think you should buy there as well, which I do have some thoughts on that. I'm making some plans personally myself as well. And we'll talk about the general situation right now, because there are some things that are looking good for Zcash. And there are some things where I say, okay, that's going to cause a lot of volatility. Like, first of all, I think volatility is like some pretty severe volatility is definitely coming for Zcash. So take that into account if you're trading Zcash. Maybe widen those stop losses, maybe tighten them, whatever floats your boat, but ultimately do expect it. We have those imbalances to the upside. Well, I mean, what you can see is that the open interest or the leverage has just increased significantly since the Asian session this morning. And you would normally say, okay, well, open interest is increasing. I don't really care, or at least that's okay. We're going to squeeze the longs, we're going to squeeze the shorts. The problem is that when you look at this open interest, it's mixed. Okay, you have longs coming in, you have shorts coming in. Like earlier yesterday afternoon, we had a lot of shorts coming in. It doesn't seem to me that those are forced out. Now you have a lot of longs coming in this morning, but there's also shorts in there, right? So it's not only longs coming in. So I think we are going to both liquidate or both squeeze out those longs and shorts. And it's up to us to kind of decide, okay, which one of the two is going to be more likely. And at the moment, it seems to me that it is more likely. That's based on general market conditions, but also on some other things, that we're going to squeeze the longs first, so that we are going to see a move to the downside first. And there's two major things that have confirmed, or at least that have convinced me about that. First of all, there is some major spot selling going on, it seems, right? Because you can actually see that the price since yesterday afternoon. My apologies for my nose, by the way. I have a little bit of a infection, but you can see that the price is pushing down quite hard since yesterday. Future CVD is actually up, so there's longs coming in while the price is pushing down. And then what you see as well is that the funding rate, which historically for Zcash has actually been negative for a long period of time since September, is now positive, right? And that's also not a sign that we are going to liquidate those shorts. Based on that, I would say, and based on, well, the general direction, we're definitely in a downtrend. I would say it's more likely we're going to push down lower. A strong support level at 300 and 290. Would I set limit orders there because of all of those longs in the price? No. I would lean towards, maybe setting some orders a little bit lower. Like if you take a look at the price action right here, in October, for example, we formed some stability with the point of control at 265. Maybe it's a better idea to place a long order there so that we can do something like this, because something like this is what I think is most likely. Okay, we have those imbalances to the upside. I think we are going to go up and fill those. But I think short term, it's more likely that we're going to liquidate those longs, find support lower than the crucial support level at 300 and 290, then reclaim it, unless there's some sort of a market-wide crash, and then from there liquidate those shorts. That's what I would say is most likely based on what we're seeing from the order flow, from the charts. Hopefully that helps. But for now, thank you for watching. Take care and bye.